Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Man, I was fired up to do this video today. This is one of the days I was going through. It's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I still hadn't found anything that I felt real strongly about that I could talk about. And then I came across a Huffington Post article. And it talks about Tucker Carlson's show. Look, I know I've talked about Tucker Carlson a lot before. I know he's an idiot. I know people aren't supposed to take him seriously, but this. At first, I was going to say, I was going to title this video, Tucker Carlson lost his mind. He's an idiot. Yeah, my God, it's ridiculous. And I was like, no. I want to use the term crazy like a fox, but calling Tucker Carlson, giving him that much credit is a little out of range. Let me start at the very beginning. I came across a Huffington Post article. Fresh article, just came out a few hours ago. Talks about Tucker Carlson's show Wednesday night, not even 12 hours ago, okay? And it talks about how Democrats are sore losers. Think about that for a second, okay? The two basic parties. Think about January 6th. Think of which party is going around. Which party lost an election and won't accept defeat? So he goes on he starts off this video by describing teenagers, petulant, angry teenagers, that everything in their lives is the end of the world, and oh my God, everything is exaggerated and blown out of proportion. And then he goes on to talk about this is how Democrats are acting. Maybe they should be able to accept an election loss. And I'm like, wait, this doesn't even make any sense. Where did any Democrat lose an election? All right, so he keeps going on. He says, well, maybe Democrats should just accept that the voters make the choice. And if the voters decide, if people vote you out of office, then maybe it gives you a chance for self-reflection. Maybe you should take a look at yourself, because obviously people aren't agreeing with you. And and I'm watching this and just my mouth dropped open, because what he's describing is what's been going on for the last year since Joe Biden won the election. Exactly what he is describing. Republicans not accepting an election. Trump won. Except he's saying, watch the video. My mouth was dropped open, right? And I thought he's lost his freaking mind. Okay, but no, there's more to this. So he then shows clips, because this doesn't make any sense. What election has a Democrat lost? The 2022 elections haven't even started yet. They're doing exactly what he's saying about the last election. So what the hell is he talking about? It doesn't make any sense. So he said he tries to relate this to the teenagers being all the end of the world, and he shows one person, Hillary, AOC, one person after the other, saying this could be the end of democracy. This could be the end of democracy. And I'm like, wait a second. That's our reaction to Republicans not accepting the election loss. Wait a second. Is this gas? I don't know the exact term of gaslighting. I should have probably looked it up before this video. But I'm like, wait a second. And then he shows one guy over and over again. From 2016, Donald Trump is being sworn in. And this guy is on his knees. And this is how I felt when Trump was elected. And he's going, no, he's serious. This guy is how I felt, how a lot of people felt when Donald Trump got elected. Like I said, the big game changer for me, when I saw Trump imitate a man born with physical disabilities, a man born handicapped, and when I saw Trump imitate him, I was like, anybody that votes for this guy, that's the first thing I would always think of. If somebody said they support Donald Trump, I'm like, you support a guy that mocks handicapped people. Think about that. Well, I don't put the man together with his politics. I could separate the two. Bull. Anyway, right? So he shows this one guy all upset about the 2016 election, right? And then he equates that to lately with the Democrats talking about gerrymandering, talking about Republicans. They have this. They run for a lot of election offices, grassroots, the low level elections, and because of Donald Trump not accepting, all the stuff about he didn't win, he didn't lose the election, convincing his people that he didn't lose the election. So now they're running for election boards to kick out people like Raffensperger, who wouldn't give in to Donald Trump when Donald Trump asked him, all you got to do is find 70,000 votes. Look, nobody will care. Nobody will know. You just got to find 70,000 votes, one extra than they got. Remember that? On the phone. So they're trying, what the Republicans are doing, they want to get rid of people like Raffensperger, the honest Republicans, Cheney. And they've started this grassroots campaign where they take over, where there's more Republicans on the election boards. Now that's legal, but what the part that scares me is they're changing the rules so that the Secretary of State, like Raffensperger, doesn't have the last say and put the stamp on, okay, this was a fair election, there's no evidence of voter fraud, and he puts a stamp on it and sends the electors in. And they want to change that in the smaller elections so that this Republican-led group has a say over everything. If a Democrat wins, they're going to have a say. All they have to do is say, well, that wasn't, we think there might have been some shenanigans. Nope. And they, so that's against democracy. That's what we're scared of. That's what we're worried about. The gerrymandering, you see these maps that Republicans are redrawing to take away votes from mainly urban areas that have African American politicians. I mean, there's evidence. Just Google gerrymandering and look at the results that come up. You have these districts that are being redrawn to look like a camel or look like an elephant, or to cut up the power of the Democrats, to take power away. This is what we talk about when we talk about losing democracy. It's the Democrats' response to Republicans not accepting that they lost. But I'm watching this, and Tucker Carlson, I assume this is what they call gaslighting. And I'm figuring it's all Trump supporters that are watching this. And the Trump supporters and the Republicans have seen the Democrats all talking about the end of democracy. And I don't know if they don't realize what we're talking about or what, but it looks like Tucker Carlson is trying to gaslight the people that are watching it into thinking that what we're doing, what we're worried about, is something totally different. What we're worried about is people like Tucker Carlson going to Hungary, a dictatorship, and supporting somebody like that, while calling Justin Trudeau in Canada a dictatorship because of the Freedom Truckers. Just lately, Tucker Carlson saying he doesn't understand why we don't just support Russia, because Russia's bigger and it could offer us more instead of the Ukraine. Ukraine is a fledgling democracy where we're supporting a democratic reforming country, a birthing democracy. And and I can't believe it. This is exactly why I will never vote Republican again, because this whole thing, this whole Tucker Carlson piece is so dishonest and disingenuous. Watch it for yourselves. At first, I thought he was just crazy, and then I realized he's just gaslighting people. He's taking the end result in the 2016 election and trying to connect them together and taking out the whole part in the middle where the Republicans and Donald Trump supporters aren't accepting the loss. He actually goes as far to say that you should just telling Democrats that you should just accept the loss and accept it as a chance to self-reflect. He actually says this after January 6th, that you should just telling Democrats that we should just accept the loss and take it as an opportunity to to not scream and cry, to look at ourselves and maybe change. Wow. Wow. Watch it for yourself. It's mind-blowing. You guys, have a great Thursday.